Okay, so for the first part of this craft, you're going to want to get all of your supplies together. I have included a list of supplies that you need in the in the description below. And for the first part, we want to make sure that all of our rocks fit in the container that we have. So I'm using a 4-inch terracotta pot. You can buy these in bulk, or you can use any pot that you have left over from your garden or any container that you find is cute, maybe a decorative bowl. I have here a 3-inch river rock and a smaller one. This was in a bag of 1-inch river rocks, but it's a little bit bigger. And I think that they'll look pretty good together. And then here I have a little baggie of pea gravel. You can actually get this at a hardware store. You can get it in bulk. If you're on a budget, you can actually get a very small amount of pea gravel at the dollar store. They often come in bags called aquarium rocks, which are very colorful, or they can be glass. You can get tiny pebbles this size and basically any color that you want. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to create a false bottom for this. I don't want to have to use so many pebbles to fill up all of the pot, so I want to make a false bottom here. And also it prevents any tiny scraps from falling out of the hole at the bottom. So what I've done is I've cut out a piece of cardboard, and what you do is you take your piece of cardboard and you trace the circle of your pot, and then when you cut it out, just make sure to cut it out inside the line that you traced. You want this to be I don't know, about a 1/4 inch of give on every side of the cutout circle. And we're just going to place this in our pot. Sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it flat and solid. But here you can see mine is a kind of crooked, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's even off camera. Okay, so I've got this here, and you'll notice there are some gaps, and we don't want this piece of cardboard to be unstable. So I'm going to take a hot glue gun and just seal the edges and give that cardboard some stability. You don't need very much, but as long as you're even, it won't like buckle the cardboard or anything, or waste as much glue. Okay, perfect. That looks all good. If you end up having very large holes, I do recommend using a little more glue to make sure that those edges are sealed and the cardboard is adhered to the sides of the pot. Okay. All right, now I'm going to start to paint my rocks. I have here 2 types of green, and that's because I want to use a lighter green and a darker green. This one looks really dark away from camera. I also have some yellow. I want to decorate my pot with yellow. And then I have some white here for the spines. The first thing I want to do is I want to paint the sides of my rocks. This is going to take several coats, so be patient and just make sure to try and cover all of the rock that you're painting. You need a lot less than you think you're going to need, so be sparing with your paint to avoid extra streaky marks. Alright, so the first coat on these rocks has been done, and I'm going to go ahead and let them dry and start to decorate my pot. Okay, so the things that I have gathered to decorate my pot, I have some washi tape and some yellow and some gold sparkles and some cool stripes here. And then I have some yellow paint. I think I'm going to start with the yellow paint so that in case I make any mistakes, I can cover it up with some washi tape. And I think I want to make little zigzags along the bottom of my pot here and then put the washi tape on this part. Okay, so now that I've got a part of my pot decorated, I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside and do a second layer on my painted rocks. Okay, now that I've got my second coat done, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to decorate my pot. I have a couple of washi tapes that I want to use. I think I want to make like a layered effect. So I think I'm going to use this yellow first and put it around the top. Okay, here we go. Washi tape is generally pretty forgiving. So I'm just gonna roll this all the way around the outside and smooth it out so there's no lumps. Sometimes I have to pick it up and adjust it, but I'm more focused here on making sure the top edge is smooth. If you see a wrinkle like this, just use like a fingernail and gently press down. You don't want to like scratch at the washi tape, but just gently press down along the crease and it should go away in no time. Oh, I really like that. You see how there's a little bit of transparency here, but then you get over here and it's a very vibrant yellow. I think I want to double wrap this so that it has that more vibrant appearance. Yeah, what a change, huh? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my scissors. Okay. That looks really good. Okay, so now I think I want to cover up some of my mistakes here. And I think I want to use this gold. I think that'll be really pretty. Okay. Yeah, right along the edge. That's so pretty. Okay. Oh, and you can't even see the paint through it. That's great. I do notice that this gold glittery stuff seems to have a really bad adhesive on it. You see how it's just sort of like coming up? I think I'm gonna have to really sort of overlap it and have a thinner gold stripe so that the washi tape on top of it can act like a better adhesive. Yeah, it's just sort of coming up. That's okay. Okay. And then, yeah, I'll use this as like an adhesive. I think since my gold washi tape has really bad adhesive, I'll just stick it right on the end and in between the yellow and gold layers so that I can really make sure to tack down that seam. And then I'll try to keep this as even as possible. All right, so from here, so if I try to make the stripes darker by double wrapping it, I think this is a little too dark for me. I think I prefer the light on this. Okay, I think I'm going to cut it so that I only have the light. Okay, it only overlaps like a little bit here, but I think that'll be virtually unnoticed. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay, I think the last thing I want to do is I want to use some sort of marker to outline these stripes, and I think that will make it look really pretty. All right, so now that we're here, we've got our beautifully decorated pot. It's so cute. And now we got to paint some stripes on these rocks to make them look like cactus. So what I want to do is I want to actually determine where on this I want to place my flower as if the cactus is blooming, and then draw the lines from there. This is going to create the illusion of like cactus spines. And like I'm thinking sort of like that. Oh, that's really cute. I think I really like that. So this part of it will be the bottom inside the pot, and then this will be the little flower. Oh, that's going to be really cute. Okay, so from there, now that I know that this is where I'm going to put the flower, I'm going to start painting lines so that it looks like a cactus has grown in this direction. So now that I've gotten this rock all ready to go, it's got my spines painted on, I need to draw in the thorns. Now the best way to do this is to find your center line. For me, that center line is directly underneath where your flower will go. So since my flower is going to go right here, my center line is actually this one. And the reason that's important is we want to draw little thorns away from the center. So I'll just pick a direction to draw thorns from this middle line, but each line next to it should have thorns moving away from the center line. All right, so now that I have gotten all of my little spines drawn, look how cute that is. Now we gotta put some flowers on here. These flowers that I have, they're just basic plastic flowers. You can get different kinds. You can get aquarium plants, you can get leaves. These came off of a little plastic flower bouquet, and I have some small ones as well. I think I want to put just one on this little guy, but I am considering putting a bunch on him. Aw, he looks really cute with just one though. I'm not sure. Basically just sort of be creative with it. Whatever looks good to you is what you should do. So they have a little bit of a nub here, and so I want to actually cut off that nub so that the flower can sit as close as possible to the rock. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun here, and I'm just going to put a little dollop on the top, and then trying to be as straight as possible, I'm just going to move that flower in, and then from the top I'm just going to gently push down on those petals so that it looks like it's blooming. And there's one. And so the second one, what if I do like this? Yeah, I think I am going to use all three. So for the second one, I want to cut off this little tab here, but I actually want to keep this nub because I think instead of doing it upright, I think I want to lay them on their side. So I'm going to go ahead and put another dollop of hot glue right here, and I'm going to drop this little flower on its side. Cool. So it looks adorable from this way, but from this way you can definitely see that it's connected with glue. So I'm just going to do that 3 ways so it has like a little like hat of flowers. I'm going to do another glue here. It might need a little more. Okay. And my last one. I'm just gonna make sure it sits where I need it to sit. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is. Okay, so we have 3 flowers here and 1 here. So when they're sitting in front of each other, oh my goodness. Okay, so now we have to assemble. I'm gonna have my pot here, and I think I want this big one to sit this way, so like all the way down. And then I think I want this one to have a little bit of height so that it looks like that in the pot. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I just put all of the rocks in, and this is how it looks. It's super cute, and you can really have it from any angle. I have mine, I want this one to be in front, but it's a really great desk accessory, and it doesn't take very long to make. Thanks for watching.